I think it's interesting talking about, well, Kennedy as the first Catholic president, and then bringing up Romney's Mormon faith and the, well, I mean, I've been thinking about what if a Muslim ran for president this whole time as well, and I feel like there's a tendency, the tendency to separate religion from morality, it seems like when people are talking about this sort of thing, suggests that when people say religion, they're talking about something extremely specific, and that if you let religion impact your politics, it means it's going to be a theocracy or something along those lines once you come into office. And, when I hear people saying things like, I want to hear how your religion will affect your policy, I instinctively think of this suspicion of someone who, for example, doesn't know very much about Islam, thinking, if a Muslim becomes president, are they going to make us all pray 5 times a day? Are they going to enforce Sharia law on the entire country? Where that was why I'm not sure where I was going with this, but that was why I ended up saying in my reflection that I feel like morality is so, discussing, never mind.
Well, no, you raised I brought this little report along with me in case it came up. Growing numbers of Americans say Obama is a Muslim. I mean, growing numbers of people, more than you would think, say, now Obama would say there's nothing wrong with being a Muslim. I would say that, he would say that. But why is this issue that he's a secret Muslim? What's behind that? What's really motivating that? And Sharia law, you won't believe this, and I didn't either until I watched it, saw it for myself. Pamela Geller, who did these ads in the subways, because I was going to debate her, I had my team do some research for me on her. There's a video that she did a few years ago in terms of Sharia law. She is in a swimming pool, and she's wearing a bikini. And she emerges out of the swimming pool to the camera and said, if we had Sharia law, you couldn't see this. This was
It's
her.
wrong.
This is the level of approach that some of these anti-Muslim people are. That's really what she did in this video. And she's the one who created this whole mosque too close to ground zero. She was the one who made that story a national story. So we're up against, so what do you think, I'm just curious, what's behind the Obama secret Muslim stuff?
Ignorance.
Okay.
I feel like people don't know what Islam is.
Okay.
I feel like they think that Islam is the Taliban and how they enforced their version of religious law on, and then that's not actually what Islam is. And I remembered I was going to say earlier, wait, I did. Hold on. I was going to say that relating to this, never mind. Okay, I don't remember.
How many believe that a Muslim could make a run for the White House in this country? Or be a VP running mate?
Right now?
Now. Okay. And why is that?
I think it's definitely just ignorance. And last year, I lived with Dio in the Muslim living community, and we are both Christians, so we went in there. I'm from Illinois. There's no Muslims really where I'm from, so I didn't know what to expect. And like most Americans, I had all these kind of preconceptions of what Muslims were like or what they believed. But in the end, I was really surprised that morally, ethically, Islam is almost identical with Catholicism, with Judaism, and basic beliefs on ethics and morals and things like that. And I think that's something that a lot of Americans just gloss over and don't even think about.
Okay, there's some hands here. Lots of hands. Okay, let's move the microphone around. Keep passing it down. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is crazy, but I think that a Muslim would have a better chance in this country than an atheist.
How many think an atheist would have a chance of running for? Now? Okay. Say why. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that there's a hunger. I don't understand why for the presidency, the vice presidents to be religious of any kind. I mean, in some senses, I think we're looking for a story where there isn't one. We're putting all these issues and we're saying, all right, how's Obama's Christian faith going to affect him here? How's Romney's Mormon faith going to affect him here? I think the reality of it is that in some ways it just may not. We talk about poverty. That it is a religious and moral issue, but in terms of how the president approaches it, it's a public policy issue. And there are valid points on the conservative and the Democratic side that have nothing to do with religion. And frankly, the state itself is a secular entity. I mean, we sort of settled that one in the Western world about 200 years ago. And so I don't necessarily understand the hunger for our presidents to be, or for Americans' presidents to be pastors in chief as well. Religion can inform good public policy points, but the danger is that when certain public policy points start becoming informed by religion and pursue religious goals. And that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that Kennedy himself was not the most observant Catholic. So there's no gradation in the way that we approach the faiths of our public leaders. We don't say, all right, well, he's a more observant this or a less observant that. I mean, I'm a very semi-observant Jew, so I wouldn't want to be cast as an Orthodox Jew if I were running for public office. And if Kennedy is a secular Catholic, then he should be treated as such, not as the choir boy. Okay. So I think that there's a hunger for more than there is. There's not as much meat on this bone as I think that people are really wanting. It's salacious. What people do behind in the confessional. So but I don't think it's really there.
Kennedy's speech, a line that many of you mentioned in your reflections, I believe that an act against one church is treated as an act against all. In 1960, Catholics were still thought to be the other. Jacob talked about that a couple weeks ago. It was a Protestant country, white Protestant. Catholics were immigrants, the other. They really weren't thought to be fully American yet. And the problem with a Muslim now is, and these ads in the subways are all about this, American Muslims, do we really think they're Americans yet? They're the other. And Obama, there's a whole campaign to, I call it, otherize Obama, make him the other. Doesn't have a birth certificate. He's from Hawaii. We all know that's not part of America. And he's a Muslim, not a Christian, really. So how do we keep people in the category of the other? That really is a part of what's going on here. And in Obama's case, I think the clear racial overtones are a part of the birther stuff and the Muslim stuff.